Hey everybody, this is James Colstock, and today I'll be showing you how to create a pie chart in Excel using real-world data. The first step is to enter your data. To enter our data, we're going to need an Excel spreadsheet. So we're going to go to Start, All Programs, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Excel 2010, and at this point I'm ready to put in my column headers. I know I'm going to be inputting brand information, and I know that this is for the year 2000. When inputting data, I like to lock my windows side by side to make it easier to see the data I'm inputting. So I'm going to lock my SOTA information next to my spreadsheet, and once I've done that, I can start inputting my data. I can enter my brand and its market share, enter the next brand and its market share until I have input all the information. At this point, I have all my information. I've decided to create a pie chart, so it's very important that I have market share that equals 100%. In order to do that, I'm going to subtract all of the top 10 market share from 100. And I'm going to come up with a row called Other. In my case, 27.1% of the market is not in the top 10. Just as a precaution, I need to make sure that all of my market share percentages equal 100%, because a pie chart should have 100%. At this point, I'm just going to do a little bit of formatting just to clean up my data. And after that, I'll be ready to insert my chart. Now we're ready to insert our chart. Inserting charts in Excel is a relatively straightforward process, but does take some practice. Go to the Insert menu and choose the type of chart that you want to make. Once you have that chart, drag it to a place that's easy for you to work. Right-click on the chart and choose Select Data. The Data Source dialog box will come up. On the left side is where we add our values, otherwise known as the Y-axis or value axis. In my particular case, I'm plotting market share information. I want to go and choose the cells where I put in my market share information. Once I've selected all those, I press OK. My chart should update. On the right side of the dialog is where I enter in my labels or my categories, otherwise known as the X-axis or category axis. In my case, that's brand information. So I will select the range of cells where I input my brand information and press OK. At this point, I should be done with the Select Data Source dialog box, and my chart should have my information. Now it's time to format our chart. Formatting is largely subjective, so use your own judgment and sense of style. The Chart Tools Layout menu is one of the most convenient ways to format charts. I'm going to start by formatting my data labels. I'm going to move my legend to left of the chart. And one thing I really like to do is to rotate my pie so that the biggest slices are up front. Now we're moving on to the manual, tedious process of rearranging some of the data labels and of getting the size of the chart just right. This can take a little bit of time, but it's a necessary evil. Once we've accomplished that, we'll move on to our chart title. We want to make it very clear what our pie chart represents. In my case, it represents the top 10 carbonated software drink brands and their market share for the year 2000. Got a little bit more formatting to do. I just noticed that my legend isn't quite tall enough for all of my categories. So I'll pull that up, and I'm done formatting. Moving on. One of the coolest things about Excel charts is that you can copy and paste them and simply update their data source. I'm going to go ahead and extend my example from earlier. In this case, I'm going to use brand information from 2011 instead of 2000. Just as before, I lock my windows side by side to make the process of entering data easier. As you can see, Coke is still the top brand, but its market share has dropped to 17% as opposed to 20.4%. Once all that's in there, Control-C, Control-V your original chart to copy it. The first thing I want to do is to update my chart title to avoid confusion, changing it to 2011. Next, we want to select the plot area of the chart, and there's lots of ways to do this, and we want to right-click Select Data. We see the same Select Data Source dialog as we did before, but now we click Edit. We're still plotting market share, but the range of cells where our information is has changed, so we will update it to reflect this. Same thing with the X-axis or category axis. Now we have different labels, so click Edit and choose the new range of cells where brand information is stored. At this point, the chart below should have the new information, and we should be all set. On to formatting. Just as before, you have to go through the tedious process of rearranging some labels. But other than that, you're done. Make sure to save. Hope you have a great day.